We're talking now with Mrs. Beth Harter. She is the Fine Arts Coordinator for Rockingham County Public Schools. So thanks for talking to us. And
Sure.
could you start out by describing what your work is?
Well, I am the supervisor of all the arts in the county, and the arts are music, vocal, and band, uh, theater, acting, and also all the visual arts. And it's kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. So I know lots of the teachers, and it's kind of interesting because what I do is help them get materials, and I have a budget that I buy instruments and things like that for different schools. I help interview new teachers who come in, and I go to a lot of meetings. I go to a lot of meetings because we here at central office, that's where my office is. What we do is we plan for the year, how our teachers can prepare for their types of jobs better. We try to provide materials and resources for them so that all of our teachers are as amazing as they are, because all of them are fabulous.
How did you decide to do this kind of work?
How did I decide this? Well,
Mhm.
when I first started teaching music, I'm an elementary music teacher prior to this job, and I was in the county. I taught at Elkton Elementary, and I also taught at John Whalen. So I'm an elementary music teacher, just like Miss Clemens. But the only other thing I ever wanted to be was a supervisor of music. And there just wasn't anybody in that job in Rockingham County. It didn't exist. Okay. So the arts were always kind of taken care of by like the history person or the science person. Well, that didn't make a lot of sense, did it? So as the years went by, I got a master's degree in gifted education because I liked all that kind of creativity stuff. And I also have psychology background, and because I like all that kind of motivation and how kids do things stuff. So the county decided to hire a fine arts person. And I thought, well, I'm just perfect for that job. And I waited my whole life for it. So I interviewed, and it was wonderful. And I got hired. And it was very challenging at first because nobody had ever done the job before. But I absolutely love my job. And you probably see me around school sometimes in the art room, sometimes in the music room.
What is it that you find so rewarding or that you find especially interesting about being a fine arts coordinator?
Well, I think the teachers in our county are amazing. And to be able to walk into classrooms and see the quality and how wonderful our teachers are and how high their expectations are. I'm sure you kids have heard of that before. That they expect wonderful things out of their students, and their students strive to do that. We have quality uh, choir programs and theater programs that win state awards, and so it's really neat to see how strong our students are because of our teachers, and the opportunities for our students. And I love to go to performances, so I go to a lot of performances all year long. I go to as many as I can, and I go into a lot of classrooms so I can help any way I can. And also, we do a lot of art shows. We have art shows like at Smith House, which is the Arts Council of the Valley. And so we have your artwork all over Harrisonburg and different places. We have artwork here at Central Office that we have receptions for. And that part I really like too. The art is always amazing. So it's just it's just wonderful all the way around.
I'm sure that some days there are things that are harder than others. So what are some of the things that are challenges about your job?
It is a little challenging here and there. Money, my budget, but and being able to justify that, kind of that justify why I need more money in my budget so I can buy this for somebody or buy that for somebody. Um, the arts education is an expensive field. We have lots of toys. like the marimbas and the drums and all these instruments and band instruments or, percussion instruments and all that kind of stuff. Art costs a lot of money too. You have kilns, where you have to burn your clay in, and all that stuff. So it's I've been able to double my budget since I've been in this position, and I've been able to get extra monies to buy things, and that makes people happy, and then they can do their job better and provide more for students because we like those types of things, and we like to play our drums and blow on our recorders. So yeah, that's the most challenging thing. The other thing it was hard for me at first not to be with kids all day. I miss singing all day. It was very different working with adults. But what I found out is that adults are a lot like kids. So it all worked out.
Well, it's obvious to see how much you love your job. So if somebody else has the same kind of interest in being a supervisor or being a boss, but also loves music, what kind of things would you suggest somebody should keep in mind if they might like to be a fine arts coordinator?
Well, all my life, I've loved all the arts. So I appreciated theater. So I went to many, many plays, like in Washington and Richmond and things like that, as well as in Harrisonburg. And I always just loved that part of, just going and watching a wonderful musical or play. And the other thing I did when I was younger was I went to a lot of art museums, and I loved going to see art museums. And so I had a background and knowledge of art. Even though I wasn't an artist, I could appreciate the art form and the skill level that goes behind all of that. You have to have a master's degree for this type of job. Sometimes you have to have a little more than that. You have to have good communication skills
Yeah.
and have empathy for people. Yeah.
Well, I really hope that after listening to you talk about your job, that there might be some people who consider doing this kind of work. Doesn't always have to be in a school. There's even places and organizations in Harrisonburg that do the kind of work you do, and they're not even connected with the school. But
Right.
being an advocate or a cheerleader for people who are in the arts is an important thing, and we're glad that you do it.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that I can do it.